YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. This is Canadian Retro. I've got another pickups video for you here. This is a pretty huge Kijiji haul that I got. Few and far between these kind of hauls these days, especially on sites like that, but a really phenomenal deal, I think. ClassicGamesCanada was a person that I was just chatting with actually on YouTube right before I was about to make this video, so I hope you enjoy this, man. You just subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. He commented on a video that he really liked collecting for the original Xbox, so hopefully you'll be impressed by this, man, because this is one of the killer hauls, I think, for getting for the original Xbox. So here we go. Just gonna move some stuff out of the way here. I'll get started. For all of this stuff, I paid $30. The way it worked, I would actually, the person had listed it for $25, and when I saw it, I immediately jumped on. I think I was about the 7th or 8th person that viewed it, and they said they had gotten other emails from other people. Somebody had offered them $35, but if I could drive to their place, I could get it for $30. So I guess whoever they were negotiating with, or whoever was trying to, you know, go up on this a little bit, not very much though, really, $10 extra or whatever, but they were trying to, you know, solidify their deal or whatever. But I think the unfortunate part from their end was they couldn't actually travel to get it, whereas lucky me, I have a car, so I was able to do that. So the guy said, you know, for $30 you can have the whole lot, and for an extra $5, trust me, it's definitely worth it. So to start off here, the first thing came with a controller. Everything's in pretty decent shape as far as, it's a little dusty, but he said it works. I don't really care that much. Just the console, because I already have a consoles, obviously. You know, all the hookups and everything are there, so one controller, all the hookups. And where it really shines though is in the games. So the first few I'll show you here, probably nothing too special, but still, you know, I'll show you everything that I got. So Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2006. Not complete, in some weird sort of case. Doesn't really matter. I'm not going to be holding on to this. I can't really see what the discs are like because it's pretty dark down here right now, but most of these discs aren't in the world's greatest shape, but you know, that's not a problem for me. So that one there, I wouldn't even bother, you know, resurfacing. There's no point. This one here, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2005, same kind of idea. This one here is complete though, which is kind of nice. And the disc on this one is, well, kind of like the other one. It's like a little scuffed up. It's hard to see, I'm sure. Most of these games, like I said though, are pretty beat up, but at the same time, it's definitely worth it. So next thing here is Lego Star Wars, the video game. Love this series. One of my favorites actually on the original Xbox from back in the day. I just don't know what it is about these Lego games, but I do like the little collectathon nature of these kinds of things. So pretty cool. No manual, but still, you know, something I'll try selling off. Same thing here, Lego Star Wars 2. Again, great series, but you know, these are on the Xbox 360 and they look a little bit better on the 360, obviously. And you can get the combo one, which is actually both of these games in one on the 360. So really not as desirable games, but when I originally played them, I did play them on the original Xbox. So really good games. And this one's actually in pretty decent shape. It's not too bad, and it's complete, so pretty sweet right there. Moving on, something I didn't have in my collection, although I don't know if I'm totally going to add it in. You guys can tell me if you've ever played it before. It's MX 2002 featuring Ricky Carmichael. I've never actually checked this out before. Maybe Josh from Game Hunters R Us would be interested in it. Unfortunately, missing a manual, and probably the worst shape one because it has the big old Blockbuster sticker on it. Luckily, you know, it's a fairly cheapo title, I think, nothing major, so still cool nonetheless. I haven't seen it before, so I'll have to check it out and see if it's any good. Moving on, a game which back in the day, I was so pumped when this game was coming out, and I didn't mind it so much. It got some pretty horrible reviews. I didn't think it was that bad, but you know, it was pretty glitchy, but still a decent title. Is Driver 3. And unfortunately that one's missing its manual. I think this case might be a little bit messed up. There's a few of them that have like pretty beat up cases, so that's the way that goes. But the disc on that one's, you know, not in the world's greatest shape. Might be something that I'll end up resurfacing. I think it probably looks better in the camera than it really is though. Next one here is Stolen, which is basically how I feel about this deal that I got here. So some codes in there, I don't know, you know, whatever. And complete. Blockbuster Video looks like they put some kind of marker on there. I don't really know the best way of getting that kind of marker off there. I don't know if the Sharpie trick will work on that, but I'll have to check it out. Still, I don't think I have this in my collection, although I may have had it at one point and got rid of it. The next one is 007 Nightfire, and that one there, missing the manual, but we'll start to get into some, more interesting titles, I think, pretty shortly here. Armed and Dangerous, I don't know a whole lot about this one. It looks pretty interesting though. I've never played it before, but it looks like a third-person kind of shooter, so sort of fun. Go over the shoulder style, kind of neat there, totally complete. And this one here is in like pretty good condition. It's hard for me to tell actually. A few scuffs and stuff on there, but nothing too major, so pretty cool right there. Next one is something that I've seen in stores before, but never really willing to pick it up, but considering the fact that, it came with this lot, it's something I'm going to check out. Has a cracked up case. This case is pretty beat up, that's for sure, so I'm going to have to fix that. But it comes with the artwork, no manual. The disc is, like the other ones, kind of scuffed up, but it'll probably play, so I'll have to see if it's worth resurfacing. But still, this one I don't know anything about. I've never really checked it out. Something about a radioactive rabbit. I'm not really fully certain about that. A game which I totally enjoyed on the Xbox, the original Xbox, back in the day, just tons and tons of fun, is Spider-Man. This is a pretty cool title right here. That one's totally complete. Has a little sticker on the disc there, but I can get that off no problem with a little glue gun, so no big worries there. And like the other ones, pretty scuffed up disc, so it's gonna need a little bit of love, I think. But still, I really enjoyed it back in the day. I'm fairly certain I already have this in my collection, although I don't have my whole collection memorized, so I'll have to check that out. But still, if you haven't checked out these Spider-Man titles, they're pretty decent on the original Xbox, that's for sure. And then the next one is Spider-Man 2, so that's pretty cool right there. I haven't even got to the tip of the iceberg for these though, so hopefully this doesn't go too long. But again, as far as disc goes, this one's pretty decent actually. It's not too bad at all, so kind of nice. Too bad it's missing its manual, but still a lot of this stuff here that you've seen so far I'll probably just end up bundling off and selling off and stuff like that. So next one here is Roadkill. Don't know anything about this one. Probably a destruction derby kind of thing. It says Twisted Metal Black meets Grand Theft Auto, so I don't know, sounds kind of interesting. I'll check it out. If you know anything about this game, let me know, because I've never really checked this one out before. Kind of neat, but same condition discs, just scuffed up like crazy, which they all are. I'm probably not even going to show you disc conditions at this point because they're basically all about the same. Next one here is Peter Jackson's King Kong, and missing its manual. I don't know a whole lot about this, so let me know. I mean, I'm aware of this game, but still have never really checked it out before. Fusion Frenzy, which I already have this in my collection. This case is completely beat up. It's like cracked all down here and stuff, so not in the world's greatest shape, but you'll see in a moment why I got this lot. Just keeps going. There's so many games here. Star Wars, the Clone Wars. This came packed in with one of the ones that I had back in the day. Missing the manual, which is kind of a bummer, but I already have this in my collection, so again, that's going to be traded off, and same kind of thing with the disc, but still pretty cool. Like, it's a nice little collection actually. If you don't have it, it's super cheap, just because it was a pack-in game, so a lot of systems came with this one. But if you haven't checked it out, check it out, because the Clone Wars game is pretty good, and Tetris World is always fun, nice rounds of Tetris, so check that one out. Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, which I already have in my collection, but this one here is missing its manual. It does have a registration card there. Kind of cool. I haven't really played this one actually before, so let me know if you guys like that one or not. The next one here is Halo Combat Evolved, obviously a classic, but classically it would have a manual in there, so that's unfortunate, but still, it'll go with the system. And most of that stuff, I think, so far, I haven't really seen a whole lot of keepers in there yet. Turok Evolution, and this is probably the worst case. It's like all cracked up along here. Unfortunate thing, but I'll be able to figure that out. And the discs in there, I'm imagining it's probably, it's pretty beat up just because of that fact. I didn't really get a chance to go through and check all the disc conditions, so that's that though. Raised as Hell. This is Xbox exclusive, so this one's actually going to go into my collection because I don't know if you can get this anywhere else. Don't know a whole lot about this one, but still pretty cool, and it is complete, so that's something that I'm going to be holding on to. Disc's actually in good shape, so that's really nice find right there. Unfortunately, it's actually a good thing. Sometimes with these Blockbuster or whatever these are, these rental stickers on the back, they put them on the artwork, but this one's actually on the case, so that's pretty cool right there, so I don't have to destroy that in the process. Next one here is Jaws Unleashed. I can tell it doesn't have the manual in it, but there you go right there. And probably shouldn't be checking all the disc conditions right now, it's kind of a waste of time for you guys, but still pretty cool. I think I have this already in my collection. I might have it on the PS2 though, so if I do, that will go out of my PS2 collection and into that. A totally underrated, I mean well known I think series, but underrated as far as like value goes. I love this series, and you guys probably know that if you've watched a lot of my videos. Destroy All Humans. This is so much fun. Such a great game. Should check it out if you haven't. Don't underestimate, it's pretty good. I think they put out like a Wii title which didn't really do that well, but this original Xbox one is just a blast. Definitely play it on the original Xbox too because it looks nicer than the PS2 counterpart. Also Destroy All Humans 2, another amazing game. Tons of fun. This person liked to put their codes in there, that's for sure, so there's some more cheats for Destroy All Humans 2. Anyway, totally complete though, so that's really nice. I have that in my collection already too, so that's going to be something that will be done with the system. Still a ton of stuff here. Tao Fang Fist of the Lotus, so I don't have that in my collection, and it's an Xbox exclusive, so I'm going to be holding on to this one. Pretty cool. Don't know a whole lot about it. It says on the front of it here that it's from the makers of the co-creator of Mortal Kombat. So don't know a whole lot about it. Obviously, if they're touting that, it's going to be a fighter, but I don't know how great it is, so have to check that out. Don't know a whole bunch about this one. Now, the thing is with this, there's so many different Hulk games, so I don't know about this one specifically, if it's any good. It looks kind of interesting on the back, and any game where you get to basically trash things as Hulk is kind of fun, so hopefully this one stands up for that. And I'm trying to remember if I have this already. I may or may not, so if I don't, I'll probably hold on to it just because Hulk games are usually pretty fun just for wailing on things. The next thing here is Predator Concrete Jungle. I didn't have this in my collection. It's going to go in, but unfortunately it's missing its manual, which I like to have the manuals with my original Xbox games, but this is not too bad. Probably needs a little bit of help, but I can help it along, so pretty cool right there. This one I don't know anything about, so I'll have to check that out. Still going on, we're about halfway through here, that's why I said this is a killer deal. Flat Out 2. Again, don't know anything about this one. This might go in the collection. You let me know if you think this is a pretty decent title or not. It looks like a lot of fun. Smashing stuff up, and I've seen like gameplay of these, but I don't really know the difference between all the different versions of this game or whatever iterations of the game. So let me know if this one's a pretty fun title, because if so, I'll probably end up holding on to that. Mortal Kombat Armageddon's the next one, so that's pretty cool right there. Totally complete, and something that I have in my collection already. I'm fairly certain of it. If I have it on PS2 though, I'll keep this one and get rid of the PS2 version of it. Next one is Midtown Madness 3, which is really funny because I've seen this in the thrift shops. I was going to pick it up, but it was in such horrible shape that I didn't bother with it, but it's an only on Xbox title, so again, that one's going to go in the collection. But I think this case probably needs a little bit of help because it's not, there we go, well, there we go. I actually got it to work out, but it's totally complete. Manual's not in perfect shape or anything like that, but still looks like a ton of fun, so do that one. And then Spy vs. Spy, didn't have this in my collection. Don't know a whole lot about this title, but missing its manual. You guys can let me know. Actually, there's a few titles definitely in here today that I don't know a thing about, even though I love collecting for the original Xbox. There are a few things I just don't know when it comes to that, but it looks kind of interesting. I'll have to check it out. And moving on, Heroes of the Pacific, another title that I don't have in my collection, so I don't know if I'm going to hold on to it or not, just because I'm not totally into like flight games that much. They're not really my area of interest, but still cool nonetheless. And if you played it before, let me know. Next one here is X-Men, the official game, and that one there is totally complete. is really nice. Disc on it. Starting to check disc conditions a little bit more, is actually pretty good. I was just gonna get into some titles that I may want to hold on to for my collection. We'll have to see. This one here, like I was talking about, the other one has the right on the artwork they put that sticker, which is such a bummer. It's really hard to get that off. If you have any tricks, let me know. Here's a first-person shooter. I think that's either, I don't know if it's underrated or, you know, it's not really that valuable, but something I wanted to get for my collection, and it's called Area 51. I heard it's a pretty good title, so definitely check it out. So I was watching a video and someone's like, oh, the PS2 version, you should check it out or whatever, because the Xbox is like filled with first-person shooters, but still cool, and obviously, you know, it probably has better graphics than the PS2 version of it. An unfortunate thing about this Halo 2 here that I'm showing you is that it's not complete, and for some reason somebody decided in their infinite wisdom to rip off the side part of it, even though it has the back and the front. So I don't know what they were thinking, but they decided to rip that part off of it. So not in the world's greatest shape, but again, something that will get bundled with the system. This is a game that I have on the original game, or not the original, but on the GameCube, and something that I do want to add into my collection for original Xbox, because you know I love to collect for it, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Battle Nexus. So pretty cool. This is the one that has which one was it? Not Turtles in Time. The arcade game, the TMNT arcade game. So that's pretty cool right there. You can unlock that and play that classic game, which is really fun. And there you go right there. So I think that's probably why this one holds the value. I don't know if the actual game itself, the Battle Nexus game, is any good, but just to play that arcade game on your original Xbox is pretty neat right there. Here's something I always like to collect, which are the compilation games. This one's Midway Arcade Treasures 2. So pretty sweet right there. Unfortunately, the manual issue, so that's the way it goes. Next thing, game I don't really know a whole lot about, Alien vs. Predator Extinction. So that's pretty awesome right there. Totally complete. Case, I can hear it is like totally beat up, so I'll have to do a case swap, but I have enough titles that I'll be getting rid of here that I can probably, you know, salvage a few cases, that's for sure. This is a game that I already have in my collection. I don't see a whole lot of zombie games I'm aware of on the original Xbox, so this is pretty cool, and I liked this film, Land of the Dead, Road to Fiddler's Green. So if you've seen Land of the Dead, this is sort of a game that goes along with it, although I'm sure it's a completely different storyline. I've checked this out before. I got to a certain part, but it was getting kind of difficult, so I sort of moved on, and I'll go back to this eventually, but I already have this in my collection, and this one here is going to be something that'll be traded off, but that's a pretty decent title there for sure. And then Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, so that's pretty cool. I already have it in my collection, so no worries there. Manuals, and probably of all the manuals, in the worst shape though. It's really what do you call it, like wrinkled and whatnot. It might have been water damage or bent the wrong way and things like that, but still pretty cool. And the disc on this guy is not too bad at all, actually, considering there's a few that are coming up that are sort of in worse shape, but hopefully I can bring them back to life. I'm sure they'll all play. So the next one here is a game I always like to get, The Warriors. PS2 version seems to command a little more money. This is a nicer looking version, so if you are inclined to get this one, get this Rockstar title, it's pretty stellar. I already have it in my collection. This case on this one is in horrible shape though, so I'll have to fix that, but still, disc pretty rough, which is what I was talking about. You're getting some of the better titles here, and the discs are in pretty rough shape, but still it should play, and if not, I can always resurface it. It's not a big deal. The next one here is Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, which is cool. I already have this in my collection, so no biggie, but there you go. I'm missing the manual though, and the disc on this one is fairly scratched. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but that's something that I'll probably just, out of general principle, run through the resurfacer anyway, just because it looks pretty awful. So that's that. Star Wars Republic Commando, pretty awesome. I've had this title before. I do have it in my collection already, but pretty decent title to pick up, and it's complete. So I'll have to see if mine is, because I don't really have a full head count on that. My disc can't possibly be in worse shape than this one. It's fairly scratched up, but like I said, they play, so we'll see about that. But anyways, doesn't matter. Like I said, I can always resurface it. Pretty cool title. Moving along with the Star Wars theme, there's Star Wars Battlefront. Getting down into some of the end titles here. Pretty awesome right there, though. Missing its manual, unfortunately, and the disc on this one's kind of like the other one. It really needs some TLC, so I'll give that the royal treatment and bring it back to life a little bit, but still a cool title to pick up. And its brother, Battlefront 2. This is pretty awesome right here. People didn't get this jump all over this page, just basically based on that title right there. That's your money alone on the $30 investment. Unfortunately, it suffers from that very poor conditioned disc here, so that'll have to be resurfaced. But again, really awesome title to pick up. Picked it up recently. I actually got this finally complete for my collection very recently, and now came across this one on the cheap, so that's pretty awesome right there. And so this last title here, something that I didn't have in my collection, so I'm definitely going to add it in. I don't know which one's more valuable, actually. So this guy, because it does have its manual. This one doesn't, but it's Godzilla Save the Earth. That's the last title that I have here to show you from this lot, but still pretty awesome. No manual, and the disc, if I remember correctly, is sort of like the other one, so that one's going to have to be resurfaced as well. But still, if it works, great. When I resurface it, if it looked great, then wonderful. I'll have to outsource a manual for this eventually, but still a fairly decent title and definitely a valuable game. Something that's sort of sought after, I think, because of its rarity or whatever. So really cool right there. For that entire lot, like I said, 45 games, one console. I paid $30, so I thought that was an absolutely killer deal. Basically, if you take the console out of the equation, paying about 67 cents per game, which you don't really see deals like that anymore. The great thing about this deal, actually, that when it went down, was when I said that I would take it, I would pick it up tomorrow, and like made the deal. The guy actually took the listing down and completely took it off, so nobody else was getting in there and offering more, trying to outbid me or something like that. So ended up keeping that deal at the $30, their price. So I wasn't going to tell them what the stuff was really worth, but you'll probably see from the numbers here that I definitely made out like a bandit on this one. So that's everything I have to show you this time around. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I will see you all later.